everyone, my name is Zoe Hill and today I'm going to do a video for you for the people with long COVID and dealing with fatigue. So having fibromyalgia, one of our symptoms is also fatigue. So I wanted to just share some of our knowledge with you to help you along. I understand that this is quite a new thing for you and so any kind of help you can get, I'm sure you'd appreciate. We've been dealing with fatigue with fibromyalgia for quite a while, so we have quite a lot of experience with fatigue. So I just wanted to put a few things down for you so you could get your head around fatigue a little bit. So hopefully it will help you and maybe help some fibromyalgia sufferers a little bit with fatigue as well. So fatigue, it will basically make you feel extremely tired, and it will make you feel like you want to stay in bed quite a lot of the time. Even if you have been in bed and get up, it will still make you feel like you want to go back to bed. It is important to try and stay in a routine with fatigue. So going to bed at the same times, getting up at the same times. But don't worry if you are struggling with fatigue. There are things you can do to help. But I'll go through some of the things that I've written down, so hopefully it'll help you. Okay, so chores around the house is a big thing. Guilt is also a big thing. Try not to feel guilty because you've been poorly with COVID and now you're struggling with some of the long-term symptoms. So reaching out to other people is a good thing and something that you should do as well. Try not to feel guilty because, you know, like I say, you've been poorly and now you need a little bit of help. So with chores around the house, just do little and often. No, you know, at the moment we're still in lockdown while I'm filming this, so no one's coming round. So I do one room at a time. If I'm feeling still okay, I'll go to the next room and do that room as well. So I'll start with the effects of fatigue and how it actually makes you feel. So you will feel like you've got no energy, no strength. Your lack of concentration is going to be affected. Your decision making is going to be affected. Memory, you could start feeling breathless, dizzy. It might affect your sex drive. It might affect your memory. You might have problems with your sleep now, insomnia. You might start feeling emotional. So 1 minute you're going to be okay, the next minute you're going to start crying. This is all natural and to be expected. Another thing you need to be aware of is that it can, not all the time, but it can now start affect relationships. Now this can be with your children, your partner, your parents, friends. One thing that I have learned is that if people don't have problems with fatigue, they don't understand it. That's something that you've got to learn pretty early on. You probably already learnt it, to be honest. They say they understand, they don't. Not to the level. I mean, people can be tired if they haven't had enough sleep in the night. It's not the same as what we're experiencing. People with fatigue, fibromyalgia, chronic fatigue, ME, MS, people like yourselves that have now got long COVID, this kind of fatigue is on another level. People won't know how it feels. It's almost like a battle with your own body, where you want to do something, your head is telling you you can do it because you used to be able to do it, but your body is saying, nope, I'm not having any of that. Where you used to get up feeling refreshed, get in the shower, get your clothes on, run around the house, 10 minutes, your house is looking spanking fantastic. Not anymore. Now it's a struggle to get up. Sometimes you won't want to shower. Sometimes you'll shower once a week. Life has changed. And this is almost like a grieving process for you to get your head around. And it's difficult. It's difficult to accept that this could now be your life. Hopefully, I mean, not enough research has gone into long COVID to know whether this is going to be you for now or whether it's going to be you forever. Hopefully, it's just going to be you for now. But the advice I'm going to give you for now will hopefully see you through until you get better. Anyone with fibromyalgia watching this will help you with your fatigue. Okay, if it is affecting your relationships, I'll go through a little bit more with that in a minute. But the best thing to do is take them along to your doctor's appointments, because the doctors do understand fatigue. They do know about fatigue, and they know how draining it actually is. So although your partner and your children and everyone else is listening to you, they will actually listen to a doctor as well. Okay, so although they understand from your point of view, when a doctor tells them, they actually understand, if you know what I mean. So sometimes when you tell a partner something, it's like, oh yeah, I understand, but they don't. But when a doctor tells them, it's official. So taking someone along to a doctor's appointment is a lot better and more understanding for them. It's clearer for them. Okay. So how you can cope with fatigue on a day-to-day basis is your body needs to rest. Your muscles are overworked because your brain is telling them that you've done far too much already, even though you haven't even got out of bed yet. So your muscles need to rest, and that is as simple as that. Unfortunately, it's a fine line between still needing to exercise, because that's the only thing that's going to get you better, and resting. Now that you're struggling with fatigue, you need to do gentle exercises. You can't, even if you were a gym instructor, you can't get up and do what you used to do. You need to build up those muscles, because it's almost like starting from scratch again. So gentle exercises, gentle yoga, walking every day, and building those muscles right back up again. Physio, but just starting. I mean, obviously a physio will know what to do, and you follow their advice, not mine. But you start slowly and work your way up. Swimming is fantastic, hydrotherapy, anything like that. But it's got to be gentle. So if you're going to start doing yoga, you look into gentle yoga. You don't just go straight into weightlifting or anything like that. You have to start gently. Okay. Another good thing for coping is planning your day. So resting and exercise, and making a diary. So plan it, make a diary, know what you're going to do that day. Lots of support as well. Make sure your family understand about fatigue, and they're going to support you. And don't feel guilty, because you haven't asked for this to happen to you. It just has happened to you. And now you all as a family have to deal with it together. Okay? So as I said about the housekeeping, just do little as often. No one's coming around. If we're out of COVID, which hopefully we are, if your house is messy and you don't have the energy to do it, don't let people come round. If you don't mind people seeing it messy, which you shouldn't, then have people round and just explain that you weren't feeling very well and you didn't have time to do it. If people are that bothered about the state of your home, then just don't have them come round. They shouldn't care about the state of your home anyway. That's my little rant over with. But just, it is important that you just do little bits and don't wear yourself out, because if you wear yourself out, you're going to pay for it the next couple of days. Okay? If you have heavy things that you need to move around the house to get, like if you need to move the back of your sofa because something's fallen down the back of it, get someone else to do it, or do it with someone else. If you've got a heavy duty cleaning, like a vacuum cleaner, get a lightweight one. It will help you in the long run. Also, don't buy heavy, if you've got those heavy pans and pots and pans and things, try and change them if you've got the money to do it. If you're also talking about money, get a cleaner if you can. If you can afford it, it'll help you so much. It's all about conserving your energy now. Also, those long handled dusters are really good, like to do your blinds and things like that. They're a good investment. When you're shopping, use a trolley to lean on, because they'll be a good help for you, and do a shopping list. Meals, prepare them throughout the day. Like if you're going to do chopping carrots and potatoes, if you're going to do a stew, do the potatoes first and then a little later on do the carrots. You don't have to do it all at once. And sit down as often as you can as well. When talking to your doctor about fatigue is also important. Write down what you want to say. They do know about fatigue. I know I've already covered this, but they do know. And if you ever need them to explain anything, ask them. Don't be embarrassed, because they you know, they're doctors. They are there for you. You're never a nuisance, so just ask them to explain it. Ask them if there's anything that can help you with your fatigue, whether it be medications or natural therapies, and what can reduce your fatigue. So relationships, if it is affecting anything, or if you're struggling with fatigue, the show that I watched, a mother and daughter both had COVID, because with COVID, you know, I think if one person's catching it, then quite a few family members are also catching it. So it's important that you work together and support each other, which I'm sure you are doing. But understanding each other's fatigue. So I can imagine that it's going to be quite difficult for you guys around the house, getting things done. It can be quite frustrating that you're both feeling poorly, or more than, you know, quite a few of you are feeling poorly, trying to eat and keep things clean. It's going to be quite a testing time for you, that you're all struggling with fatigue. Schools, if anyone's at school struggling with fatigue, they are really good with supporting things like this. Schools are already aware of chronic fatigue syndrome and fibromyalgia in children, so they will be really good with you if you're struggling with long COVID effects. Just speak to the headmasters. There are Senko teams there. Just tell them that you've had COVID and now you're dealing with the long-term effects, and you know, they might even be able to help you at home studying. There's all sorts they can do, and don't let them brush you off. The thing is with fatigue is sometimes doctors and schools, if you're not strong and you let them push you around, they will do it. So just make sure that you're strong and you keep strong and fight for what you want. So also there is a lot of foods that are good for fatigue that you can use at home. So anything strawberry, blueberry, raspberry, blackberry, they're all anti-inflammatory foods. Fatty fish like salmon, sardines, herring, mackerel and anchovies, they're all really good and also anti-inflammatories. Broccoli, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, all really good, oh my god, I can't say it. Anti-inflammatories as well. Avocados, really good magnesium, keep a healthy heart as well. Green tea, they reduce fatty acids. Mushrooms, anti-inflammatories, but also have great vitamin B, which is also vitamin B12 and vitamin B will help you with fatigue. So if you can go to Amazon or whatever and buy vitamin B12 pills, they will help you. They're not really expensive either, or get your bloods tested at, well, obviously they probably will be doing that anyway, but if you can get them at the doctor's, do it. Grapes, they are so good at reducing heart disease. They help with eye diseases and diabetes. Turmeric, now that actually helps arthritis pain, so if you can cook with turmeric, do so. Extra virgin oil, that's actually the best fatty oil that you can cook with. It's an anti-inflammatory, but also reduces heart disease and brain cancer. Nuts and seeds is also fantastic. And so there's lots of things you can do food-wise to help you fight fatigue. But don't be afraid to reach out, whether that be to friends, family. There's groups out there. You know, we're all in this together at the end of the day. I know that I run a fibromyalgia group, but we do have a lot of information, especially with like struggling with your memory. We have a lot of fibrofog. I know that you guys are also struggling with your memories. With breathlessness, we struggle with that too. We also seriously struggle with fatigue. That's why I wanted to do this video today, because we have a lot of knowledge that I know that you guys are struggling to find. So I just wanted to help you really. So don't be afraid to reach out to us and other organisations, because we're all here to help you. So if you need me or anyone, just let us know and we'll help you wherever we can. Okay, take care of yourselves. Keep safe. Bye bye.